This is the year-end wrap-up for Delaney. I am going to be starting out just by going over basically year-end issues. And when I say issues, I don't mean bad things. I just couldn't come up with a better word. Going to go over just year-end stuff, and then Laura will be talking about spring selling and goal setting for the second half of the webinar. First thing I wanted to say is, oh my gosh, this month, Carol Williams has knocked it out of the park already. It's December 7th with $32,000 in orders, and that was one giant order from CMS, and that was essentially about a 50-book list times 47 schools. So that was a really awesome order, and I know that she had to fight tooth and nail to get that away from one of our competitors who shall remain nameless. But so that's really exciting for her, and I'm really happy to see it. And then, of course, November, October, amazing sales, people over or right at $50,000 each month. I mean, it's just really, really great to see. So, you know, some super great numbers over the last couple of months. And then, of course, we have Sonia the Perennial out in front with those huge curriculum sales. That should be a note to self to everybody to go after curriculum sales. And then Perennial tops Julie, Laura, Alice, and Sue. Both Sue, Sophia, Carol, Rhonda, and Janet rounding out the top 10. So, again, everyone's working really, really hard. And so great to see Emily Hopkins newly returned to Delaney at $56,000. So that is amazing. So great. Okay, launching into the actual year-end stuff, if you will. First thing, reminders, warehouse closures for the publishers. Many of our publishers sent us emails saying that they would not be processing orders after this Friday, December 9th. Some said that their last date of process would be December 12th or 13th. And that is for year-end inventory warehouse closures on their part. Many of our publishers operate on a year-end, a calendar year, fiscal year versus a school year, fiscal year. So they do close, they do inventory, and they wrap up. They do not reopen again for processing orders or shipping orders until after the first of the year. Now, that isn't every one of our publishers, but it's enough of our publishers to put a significant dent and hold on anyone's orders that they're hoping to get shipped and received by their customers prior to when they leave for Christmas break. So at this point in time, if your orders have not already arrived let's see, if your orders have not already arrived at Delaney for many of the publishers, you may be in a bit of a hold pattern. So do address that with the office if you have concerns about that. But everybody should be advising their customers at this point that their orders will be shipped and processed after the first of the year. Obviously, the Delaney warehouse is not closing during this entire month of December, so we will be processing orders and we will be receiving books and ordering books as we get orders. However, we may not be receiving them until January. That said, the Delaney office is closing for the first time this year for the week between Christmas and New Year's. So we will be closed that whole week. And that is something that Sean offered to the office this year. The employees all get the week off with a week of pay. So that was very well received by everybody, and everybody's really appreciative of that. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the new website. So super briefly, the new website is test.dbooks.com. This is right now, whoops, sorry, my mouse just went crazy. Right now, we are still in test mode with this website. And we are still, I don't know why this is freaking out right now. Hang on one second. We are still in development on this website. However, we are far enough along that we do want to get this launched to the public. The initial launch of the website will be a very consumer-focused launch. It won't be rep tool-based. However, as a rep, I would highly recommend that you tell your customers about the new website and that you have them get on there. If you wanted to be proactive, you would go in under your username and password, and you can make customers and assign them to yourself, and then give your customers that information so that they can poke around the website. The latest news, we're putting latest news on here as we get it. So this is something that I keep current, and anything new and exciting that comes out, we can put on latest news, and order forms and lists can be attached to this area. So that's kind of fun, and that is new. And in fact, by the time we go live next week, this latest news will be 6 news items long rather than 3. Okay, I'm not going to go all the way through their website. What I just wanted to let you know is we are going live on December 16th. That is the perfect time for your customers to maybe, if they feel like it over their Christmas break, they can poke around on it. They can create create an account, and they can check it out. And I think that's a really good time to do it. It would also be a really good time for you guys to do it and get a handle on it, and really see all of the things that it can do, and really try using the advanced search functionality as well as the functionality on the search functions on the side of the page here. So if you haven't already set yourself up with an account, just as a reminder, it is your Delaney email address for your username, and your password is your current password from the, let's call it, old Delaney website. So if your password is TX005 on the olddbooks.com, then that is what it will be on this website as well. Not just kept it simple for us. If you're finding that that's not working for you, please let Darren know, because he's the one that's setting all the username and passwords for this website, as well as for the older one. Okay, let's see. In January, we will be doing January publisher webinars this year. I've already started reaching out to the publishers. The date that we're looking at, it is still tentative, but I'm trying to make it firm here within the next week or so. And that date is Friday, January 20th. The announcements that I have been getting from the publishers regarding their spring title releases are that most all titles are going to be available by January 15th. A good portion of them will be available by January 1st. So hopefully this year they will not be delayed in getting us catalogs and title lists like they were a couple of years ago, which really kind of prevented us from doing January webinars because people just simply did not have their title data ready. But judging from the emails that I've been getting from the pubs, everyone's Johnny on the spot this year. We should have catalog samples in by mid-January so that we will be able to get out a mailing to you all just as soon as possible in January. We will be doing one January mailing, so one spring mailing, and I am letting the publishers know that, and I am encouraging them to get us all of their materials as soon as humanly possible so they can be included in that mailing. When we get closer to the mailing date, we'll certainly let you all know what is going out. Lance is always super good about that. Sue, what's the name of the new website? The new website today is test.dbooks.com. If you look up here in the bar on the top of my screen, unless maybe you can't see it. Can you see that now? Test.dbooks.com. That is the name of our website right now. Starting on Friday, or let's see, actually, starting on Monday, we're going to be going live on Friday, December 16th. So at that time, if somebody goes to dbooks.com, instead of landing on this website, what's going to happen is they're going to land on, what's going to happen is they're going to land on the new website. They are going to see this purple message, which lets them know that they've landed at the new website, that we're encouraging customers to use the site. But if they want to go to their old account, for them to click here, if they click here, it does send them back to the old Delaney website. So they don't have to be freaked out that they got on the new one if they don't want to use it. But we want people finding us on the web as new customers, and we want to be able to market to new customers, to market them to go to this new website, because it's a lot more user-friendly and it has a lot better search engines. So after that Friday, the 16th, it will no longer be test. It will actually just be dbooks.com. Okay. In addition to the January publisher webinars on the 20th, I've been getting a lot of requests from reps to do kind of a marketing / tech training. And I didn't get a chance to do it at the summer meeting this summer. So I am going to host a webinar for anybody who's interested in some tech training and with regard to marketing. And what I plan to show you is basically how I do things, how I find things, how I find and make lists, how I find and make sales sheets, because actually my processes are a lot different than a lot of yours. And whenever I talk to reps on the phone and kind of walk them through how I do it, people are always kind of surprised. And so I thought it would be really good to show you guys some other ways of going about things. And I'm also going to give you an iPage tutorial because many people don't know some of the really handy dandy features on iPage that can really help you out. I'm going to be doing a new website tutorial, so that should give everybody time to pop around it over Christmas break, get used to it, develop a list of questions and problems, and then we'll address it at this tech talk. And then also I'm going to give you an Edelweiss tutorial. And some of you may not even know what Edelweiss is. That is an electronic catalog, I guess it's a catalog database / website that many of our publishers are now using. And many of them are using it in lieu of doing paper catalogs anymore. So what they're doing is they're loading their title lists and PDF catalogs to Edelweiss, and they're expecting customers to go to Edelweiss and download them or to do book searches there. I'm not saying that we are going to go this totally separate route, but it can be a very handy tool if you're looking for something. And I just want to let you guys know that it's out there and that that's what the publishers are using, so that you can just be aware that it's there. I'm not super proficient at it, but it is good to know that it exists. It is where we get a lot of our data. Laura is asking, how will we access the old website as of 12/16? Well, you can either go to dbooks.com and then you can do the click here button and it's going to shoot you there. However, Darren will get something out to you guys that will be a shortcut to just go to the rep side of the website. Because what you guys don't realize is that when you actually go to the dbooks.com website and you log in fact, I'll show you. When you log in to the dbooks.com website, you actually go to something called shop.dbooks.com, and you don't realize it. So we'll come up with a new URL. Darren will work on that, and we'll get it all out to you, and that'll just work kind of as a quick link for you all, and you can save it up here in your favorites bar. Okay. Two more things. Summer conference dates. we are looking at July 23rd, which is a Sunday, and then that week. So that will be concluding on July 26th, 27th, which is the Wednesday, Thursday. The location is still to be determined. We're going to have pretty much our standard format. Just to let you guys know, I did reach out to the Catamaran and check their pricing just to see if it would be favorable for us to go back there. And now that they've had a complete property renovation, and their pricing is absolutely sky high, and they're no longer honoring any of their contract pricing from the past. So that option is out. I know that people liked it, but there's just no way that we can do that. So I'll be looking at some alternative locations. The Konakai is not out, but I'm still looking at some other options. But anyways, put it on your calendars for July 23rd, Sunday arrival for the conference. And then last but not least, summer backpacks. The summer backpack theme this year is Build a Better World. And that is through the Summer Reading Collaborative. And we do follow the summer reading theme each year when we go to, when we set about to configure our backpacks. So some libraries are already going the STEM route, which is kind of obvious for Build a Better World, and they're kind of taking an engineering construction type theme with it. Others are going with a more world view of Build a Better World, such as give back to your community and character education and values. So Laura and I are still in discussions about this, but I believe that we will more than likely go with the STEM theme just because that is such a prevalent topic in all of the schools right now. And in any case, the backpacks are customizable, so if somebody wanted to do the worldview theme, obviously we can accommodate that as well. So just to remind you, this is our backpack page from last year. So we will be doing something similar for this year. We'll be having grade level collections. The workbooks will be the Shell Summer Blast workbooks, and we will be picking a couple titles per publisher which aligns to that theme that are appropriate. We're also going to be picking one fiction title, more of a popular fiction title, if we can, that is aligned to the theme, providing that we can do it at the same, roughly the same price point. And that price point is $25. With $25 worth of content, you get the free bag. So we are going to keep that the same this year, and the bag is still the same. So if the bags work for us, unless we get some crazy response otherwise, we'll be keeping the bag the same. And I have already reached out to Teacher Creative Materials, Cherry Lake, and Learner for some title suggestions which align to the theme from the STEM perspective. So as soon as I get those put together, we'll be getting the summer backpack flyer out to you all, and Darren will be building the web page, and that'll all be done by the first week in January so that you can hit the ground running with that right when you get back from Christmas break. Okay, so I think that's about it from me, and that, of course, then transitions to what are you doing when you get back from Christmas break, and Laura is going to be addressing all of that with you. Oh, one last thing I forgot to tell you. I did get an announcement today from National Geographic. They have a new National Geographic Reader Level 2 coming out on Frederick Douglass, and that's on January 17th that will be available in paperback. And I know that Frederick Douglass is on the 3rd grade Georgia Performance Standards. And I only know this because I just recently worked on those standards with some of the Georgia reps. So I did want to let you guys know that that book is out. I'm sure it's on many other state standards as well, not just Georgia. So that's coming along with lots of other new releases. Noel is getting those loaded in the database as quickly as possible. And with that, unless there's any questions that people want to chat, I will hand it over to Laura to talk about goal setting and spring selling and getting off on the right foot on the new year.